Makoto, at long last we meet.
I've waited so long for you. This moment has finally arrived after 10,000 years.
I'm dying. I am going to die. The flowers and the grass are going to kill my ass. There's a little off the cup poetry for you, you know. I am the next Oscar Wilde, and by that I mean extremely homosexual. Welcome to part 2. Let's catch you up on everything that happened in part 1. Got it? Well, let's continue then. So Makoto is woken up by a young girl licking his stomach and fondling his girlhood. And there are hotlines for this, by the way, but Makoto screams for the first princess, who I completely neglected to mention is named Rune Venus Rashtaria. We learn that the young girl that attempted to know Makoto better is named Aliel, and is the bed maiden for the second princess, who I also neglected to mention was named Futora Rashtaria. So the second princess keeps a questionably aged girl to be her partner in bed. So, are we sure that these are the good guys? Anyways, the next day as Makoto and Fujisawa prepare to leave, they are accompanied by Aliel and this cat thing, which is the most helpful person in the entire series. Yeah, it turns out they use cats as body armor, and if that sounds impractical, just know that this thing, named Ura by the way, literally carries the series on its back. Makoto would be dead 80 times over if not for him, or her, I don't know. Cat. Anyways, watching them leave is Princess Rune, the Chancellor who I still don't know the name of, and Rune's fiancé, Gallus, another character I neglected to mention in the last video, but he just shows up, creeps on his fiancé a bit, and then glares at the main cast. Gallus is voiced by Death from Castlevania, Tom Weiner. I mean, Death from the good Castlevania, not this. Oh, and he's Lord Hazanko in a little series that may be on the list, but that's neither here or there. Anyways, he also voiced a lot of characters from... Oh, no! So the four set out for Mount Modune, and Fujisawa is in his element. Little to the hero's knowledge, voice-cracking Chad is also seeking out the priestesses to steal their power for himself. As he is slightly ahead of the party, Janai decides to try and set up traps and tricks to mislead the party, but they push on nevertheless. Holy fuck, I misspelled everything in that sentence, god damn. Eventually, Janai says fuck it and just ambushes the party, attempting to literally fucking murder them. Yeah, Janai isn't the kind of rival to just beat up the hero and then mock him, he genuinely wants Makoto dead. But he didn't know that Fujisawa is Superman when he is sober, and the party are able to escape the ambush, but under Janai's leadership they are backed into a corner. Fujisawa is running on fumes, but just then, Brown Lady shows up. This is Shayla, and save your best girls and waifu and chocolatiers for now, but I get it. Red-headed, dark-skinned tomboy with flame power voiced by Major Kusanagi, I fucking kneel. Shayla is the Flame Priestess and she saves the party, but really doesn't give a shit what they're there for since she and the Wind Priestess, a Furra Man, need to go to some meeting in a place called the Holy Springs. As they fly off, Fujisawa, Aliel, and Makoto choose to follow after. By the way, Nanami is here and she's also getting molested. Two peas in a pod, these two. After some desert shenanigans, the trio along with Ura find the Holy Springs, and it's a hot springs. Peak, honestly. Did you expect anything but peak? Here we see a woman getting washed by this hairy thing that is honestly very cute, but it messed up her hair so it deserves death. Which Fujisawa delivers, thinking he saved the woman from getting attacked by a monster. The woman thanks Fujisawa, and upon hearing he is a teacher, i.e. a government employee with all the benefits and salary, she is instantly smitten. The other priestesses show up, and we find out that woman from the hot springs is Ms., the priestess of water. So Shayla, the priestess of flame, a Furra Man, the priestess of wind, and Ms., the priestess of water. The two other priestesses get into the bath while Fujisawa remains blindfolded and Makoto, still disguised as Princess Futora, sits awkwardly nearby. Suddenly, a girl arrives with lunch and oh fuck, it's Nanami. What is she doing here? Nanami is overjoyed to see Makoto, but doesn't understand why he's in drag, and eventually Shayla tries to pull the princess, quote-unquote, into the bath with them, and, Yeah, you're welcome, by the way.
You can't get away.
Lord have mercy.
So after Shayla acts very cute, everyone calms down and the situation is explained. The priestesses are somewhat hesitant to unlock the Eye of God, but all that doesn't matter when a very beautiful woman appears. Everyone is drawn in by her beauty, but she seems to only want to talk to Makoto. Then Nanami asks why she is holding that knife. As it would turn out, this was a disguise by a woman who is an assassin of the Phantom Tribe, a group I haven't mentioned yet because the twist is so obvious I might as well not. So this chick for the Phantom Tribe was sent by the unknown figure to assassinate the man pretending to be the Princess Fatora. Oh, I wonder who this could be. Anyways, after the assassin is dealt with, the priestesses learn that the city of some fucking where was overrun and conquered by the Bugram in only a day. Understanding the direness, the priestesses moved to aid Roshtaria against the invading Bugram. By the way, I am skipping a lot here, both for time and so you all have a reason to watch this anime and not just the video. Aren't I a stinker? So as I've said, Jinai leads the Bugram Empire to conquer city after city and is given an award by the Empress Diva. Still would, by the way. Later, Jinai reports to Diva that he has heard of a super weapon currently hidden away in some ruins. Not runes. I learned my lesson. It's fucking ruins. My bad. Once Diva realizes what he is talking about, she warns him that the weapon is far too dangerous to be unleashed, that not even he can control it, and that it's not a weapon at all, but instead an ancient demon god. You might want to lead off with that, lady. Alright, let's take fucking 5 because these allergies are killing my goddamn voice. I feel like I'm dying. Anyways, while Diva tries to tell Jinai why they shouldn't wake the demon god, Jinai argues that is exactly why they must take control of it, before Makoto and the others do. Funny thing is, Makoto, Fujisawa, Aliel, and the 3 great priestesses are also going to try and get that weapon, though none of them really know what it is. On the island where the weapon is buried, Jinai and Makoto's groups fight to get to the weapon first. Eventually, though, Makoto finds where the weapon is stored and upon uncovering comes to a shocking realization. Big spoilers here, by the way. I would greatly prefer if you all went and watched Alhazard for yourselves before you continue. But for those that decide to stick around, thank you by the way, but the weapon is actually revealed to be the same woman from the Shinonome ruins at the beginning of the show. I fucking said runes again, god damn it. Koto learns her name is Ifurita, but is too late to awaken her first, and Jinai activates her using the Power Key Staff, the staff used to control Ifurita and the weapon that Ifurita wields. The strangest thing of all though, Ifurita doesn't remember Makoto at all. Like, at all. But she sent him to this world, how does she not remember him? Perhaps the act of sending him to this world wiped her memories? Look, you probably already know what is going on, but I need to at least act like it's subtle. Also, if you watch the show, you'll realize that a lot of what I just said is out of order, and I did that for the video because if I just name drop Ifurita too early, then well, that just ruins the surprise, doesn't it? Also, here's where we have the first fight between Nanami and Shayla over Makoto. Get used to it because damn near every woman he meets will end up falling for him. Except Mise. She has her eyes on a sensitive young alcoholic. No, not me. Fujisawa. Besides, there's only one best girl here. Speaking of that best girl, she is currently about to murk the MC, but of course it doesn't. Shayla, Nanami, Fujisawa, and I guess Aliel is there too, but she's beyond useless right now, jump in to save Makoto. But it turns out Ifurita not only knows about the powers of the Priestess of Fire, but can wield them better than Shayla. Uda takes one for the team, but both Shayla and Makoto are down. As Ifurita approaches to execute Makoto, in an act of desperation, he reaches out to push away the Power Key Staff. And here we discover Makoto's power he was granted upon being sent to this world. At a touch, he can manipulate almost any machine. And since Ifurita is a demon android, technically, he is able to enter her mind and see her memories. And what he sees in her memories is a world torn apart by war. Machines made to level cities, entire peoples brought to ruin, the Eye of God just being built, the ultimate weapon to end the war even at the cost of all humanity. And foremost of all, Ifurita, standing over the absolute devastation of what once was a city, Makoto is able to see with his own eyes how she came to be called Demon Ifurita. Once it ends, Ifurita backs away from Makoto and he's frozen in shock. Ifurita then lashes out at him, determined to kill. As she lets off a torrent of attacks, sober Fujisawa shows that his super strength and super speed aren't just for show, and like any good teacher would, saves his pupil. And Shayla. And Ura. Ifurita's rampage brings down the ancient tomb, and the heroes must return to Roshtaria alone, having failed their mission. Meanwhile, Ifrita flies off to complete her mission once again, to act as the demon. One of the Alliance cities goes about its business. Men sell their wares in the streets, women go about gathering groceries and tending to their house, kids run around playing with each other. And above that city, charging her attack is Ifrita. She fires explosion after explosion, destroying the city within seconds. All that once lived there, now dead. The Alliance is in crisis and on the verge of collapse. The priestesses unlock the Eye of God to present a total dissolution of the Alliance. Meanwhile, the guy that definitely was not suspect at all is revealed to have a very special individual in his possession, second Princess Fatora. While Makoto is taking it pretty rough that Ifrita doesn't remember him, the bugs are fucking throwing it down. Also, I think this is one of the only anime I've seen where an underage kid actually gets drunk. Usually they just have them get drunk on the atmosphere or soda or some shit, but nah, Jinai ain't no bitch. He's throwing it back like a champ. Not throwing his ass back, throwing the wine back. God damn it. Back to somber and dread, Ifrita is lost in thought, thinking about the Eye of God, her purpose as a weapon, and most of all, Makoto Mizuhara. She's overtaken with fear and confusion as she wonders if she really doesn't know Makoto. Fujisawa is put in AA while the priestesses prepare to unseal the Eye of God. Speaking of the priestesses, Shayla and Anami have another fight over Makoto, who is moping around about Ifrita. During this fight, Makoto bumps into a statue that turns out to be a giant mechanical warrior. This goes nowhere. Like, they just don't say anything else really about these robots. Yeah. Fujisawa escapes Alcoholics Anonymous and immediately goes on a bender with Shayla, and then he has a panic attack when he realizes that she is only 18, i.e. not legal drinking age in Japan. That really has no real impact on the story, I just wanted to bring it up to show Shayla making this cute face. Also, the Eye of God is unsealed by the priestesses while the bug room prepare for a new assault, spearheaded by Ifrita herself, a direct assault on the royal capital, Floristica. Ifrita, however, goes off on her own mission to attack Restaria on her own, to seek out Makoto and kill him. As the members of the Alliance feast in celebration of the protection of the Eye of God, Prince Gallus comes and prepares his final preparation for his wedding. What the fuck did I write? Prince Gallus shows up and tickles the back of his throat with Rune's pointer finger. Nanami exclaims how romantic it is that a member of the royal house would marry a member of the Phantom tribe. And everyone stops. The fuck do you mean, the Phantom tribe? Yeah, the priestesses immediately move to capture Gallus after his disguise fails, but if his disguise must end, so must Makoto's, and he rips the wig away, revealing in front of all the members of the Alliance that the Princess Fatora is missing. Therefore, the Royal House of Restaria has no way to activate the Eye of God, and no way to defend against the bug room. Gallus is able to escape using an illusion, but the damage is done. The Alliance is falling apart, and to add the real injury to the insult, explosions ring out through the royal palace. Ifrita has arrived. Ifrita attacks anyone that stands in her way, but doesn't go out of her way to kill everyone she sees. She wanders through the palace, looking for something, or someone. As someone finds her, Makoto confronts Ifrita and tries to get her to recognize him again. Ifrita, however, is furious with what he had done to her. She demands to know how he's able to access her memories, and why his name has been ingrained deep within. The three priestesses show up to save Makoto, all three of them taking on Ifrita, and all three of them getting jobbed. Makoto intervenes before any of them can be killed, also due to Ifrita hesitating to outright kill Makoto. As he holds onto her, they once again merge minds, and Makoto sees Ifrita's memories. This time, as Makoto is witness to the desolate lands of destruction, Ifrita sees Makoto's memories. But she sees him in class, participating in sports, taking part in a band, and what led to him being an Alhazard. Yeah, she sees herself clinging to Makoto and crying into his chest. Ifrita sees her world only in that rubble and debris, but Makoto tries to convince her that she can choose to be more than that. Confused again, Ifrita retreats. Jinai basks in the comforts of his conquest and prepares for the final push into Rashtaria, with or without Ifrita, while Princess Fatora is experimented on by the Phantom tribe. What are they doing experimenting on her, you may ask? We'll fucking get to that, won't we?
Destroy the child. Corrupt them all.
The capital copes with the attack by Ifrita. The Alliance members are wavering without the second princess, and the priestesses recover from the ass beating they got the night prior. Miz by baby-trapping Fujisawa, Afura Man by being forced to listen to set activities, and Shayla by competing with Nanami yet again to get Makoto's attention. But Makoto is fretting over Ifrida again, longing for her as he looks across the land towards the Eye of God. Look man, tell me to my face you wouldn't. Meanwhile, Ifrida is being recharged by Jinai. The toll that Makoto's memories has taken becomes apparent and Ifrida is shaken. She finds it harder to obey the commands of Jinai and is genuinely conflicted on whether she can continue on as the demon machine of war. Jinai himself continues his conquest of Al-Hazard, using his genius strategy and cunning tricks to give his enemies no respite. For real, Jinai is actually a really good antagonist. He wants nothing more than power and to crush Makoto, and it's not like he is totally useless, unlike later parts. We've seen from the very beginning he is cunning, able to secure the spot as student council president through underhanded means. And honestly, he was only upended by Makoto just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. So you see his motives. He's not just an asshole just to be an asshole. He specifically hates Makoto because all his knowledge, ambition, and genuine strategic genius gets totally ruined by this dude's mere existence. Also think about it, wouldn't you be more than a little pissed if every night while you're trying to sleep, you hear from your sister's room the sound of her playing Hide the Three Fingers while moaning Makoto's name? I'd be fucking pissed too. I'd want the motherfucker dead. I'd stop at nothing to kill him. You know what, maybe not quite blow up the planet pissed off, but close. Very close. Anyways, Rashtaria is being encircled, but to make the situation better, the Phantom Tribe is activating the Eye of God. Did I say better? Better for some people, I guess. Yeah, the experiments the Phantom Tribe were working on was to use Princess Fatora's soul and her soul alone to activate the Eye of God, but I thought you needed 2 princesses to activate the Eye. You do. That's why this is extremely painful for Fatora and why she almost dies from it. Alright, this is the final spoiler warning. We're about to get started talking about the last episode here, so prepare yourself. And that's the end of part 2. Yeah, shitty cliffhanger I know, but some issues came up and I ran out of time. I'm sorry. Part 3 will come out eventually. I'm giving up on putting out dates for this shit. I will continue to work on it, but I also need to get on with other videos for Isekai Summer, such as the next series I want to talk about. Thank you to the Patreon members, the Spanarell Z, KazumaKazuma, Therion, Rolf, and the top donor, Aurelian Caesar. I have a new comic up on the Patreon by the time this goes up, I think. To get access to it early, $1 is all you need. Again, sorry my voice is kinda fucked, allergies have been kicking my ass, and work has been quadrupling down on all the bullshit, but we press forward. I know for a goddamn fact that the next video shouldn't take nearly as long, knock on fucking wood, but hey, future me is either cussing me out or saying, see, I'm not totally useless. Like, subscribe, share, unsubscribe if you want, I'm not your dad. Unless you want me to be.